One thing almost everybody gets wrong about the ancient texts is this: they were not trying to be mysterious. They were not trying to be poetic for the sake of it, and they were not trying to confuse anybody. They were trying to describe the utterly indescribable using a human brain and human language that was never designed to hold any of it. That's the core problem: language. Any language is a cage. It is a net with holes that are far too wide to catch something truly infinite. And the people who wrote these texts knew that. That is why Lao Tzu opens the Tao Te Ching with one of the most honest lines in all ancient writing. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The meaning is simple. The moment you try to explain ultimate truth, you've already reduced it. You've filtered it. You've contained it. You've turned something living into something manageable. Jesus understood this too. He tells his disciples that he speaks in parables because most people are not ready to take the truth directly. Not because the truth is weak, but because the listener is. Not because the truth needs hiding, but because most minds are trained to fight it, defend against it, or turn it into a slogan. Those ancient writers did not have language for quantum physics, non-duality, or modern consciousness models. But do not get it twisted. Even now, our language is still basic. We have better terms, but we're still hitting the same wall. We're still trying to pour the ocean into a cup. So every ancient culture ran into this same problem. How do you describe an experience bigger than thought itself with a language built out of thought? How do you describe God, unity, and infinite consciousness using a vocabulary built for weather, crops, coins, and daily survival? How do you explain that the universe is one before people even understand atoms, galaxies, or the machinery of their own mind? The answer's simple: you can't. So they did the only thing they could do. They used metaphors and symbols, myths and stories. They used poetry, parables, and riddles. Sometimes they used silence. Not to hide the truth, but because the truth was too large to fit through the doorway of human speech. And here's the truth: if you read these texts like they're a newspaper, you will miss them. If you read them like they're an instruction manual, you will fight them. But if you read them like they're fingerprints left by people who touch something real, something beyond the limits of the mind, then you will start to understand what they were doing. They were not giving you a definition, they were pointing you towards an experience. Because the truth was never meant to be memorized, it was meant to be lived. This is a fact, and this is the way. You take care, stay blessed. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.